All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Oluyinka Ajewole by name. I will be sharing with you some few tips in relative to few things that have been happening in our society that have been bothering us. We have had series of news, we have read on papers, and we just felt it would be very good to share with us, most especially our youth, teenagers, and upcoming individuals, on how to find contentment. It bothers us to what lengths people can go all the way to acquire wealth, to amass material things, not even minding the means of getting all of these things. Is contentment, even as I believe the Holy Bibles and the other book or many other books will have taught us and on contentment. The Bible says contentment is a great gain. And for any man to get to that peak in life, you need contentment. What is contentment? In a very simplest form, I define contentment as an act of being satisfied even with what you have. Many of us, we made several mistakes, maybe as a result of people we see all around, not even minding how some of them were able to amass their wealth. Even the society is not even helping out. But I believe and I know that irrespective of the high level of the decadence, even in the society, you can still mobilize a generation that can acquire wealth and that can get to the peak of their life on a ground that is solid. Very quickly, I will be sharing some few points with us on how to get contentment. According to Socrates, he said contentment is natural wealth, while luxury is artificial poverty. The best thing that can happen to any man is to find satisfaction even in the little which you have. There are so many reasons why we choose to become minimalists or simplify our lives. So many people are frustrated even with happenings around them, but I have a good news for them. The journey to greatness is the ability to be contented even with the little you have now, then trusting God and coupled with hard work, giving out the best in whatsoever you are doing. Sooner or later, you are on the road even to greatness. Contentment is the lifeblood of minimalism. There are so many advantages that one may derive even in being contented. I can count so many numbers of people that have died as a result of non-contentment. Of course, like I used to tell people, there's a difference between being contented and being complacent. Contented or contentment, rather, is being satisfied even with the present state of yours or what you have presently, with a hope and an anticipation, with good works, in quotes, getting to where you desire to be. Rome, they said, is not built in a day. When you see a great man, for every great man, there are great stories even behind. Success is not built overnight. It takes some process. Then how do you find contentment? Number one, a man full of contentment will know how to, full of gratitude. Learn how to show gratitude even for the state which you are now. You can be sure we have so many people that are not even up to you, whether in age, whether in physical, with material possession, in academic profession, or whatsoever status which you are or you have acquired at the time being. There are so many people that desire even to be like you. A word for somebody, no matter how poor you are not the most poorest. There are still people that are still desiring or who aspire to be like you. Now, irrespective of the level which you are, can somebody just say to him, Father, thank you even for where I am now? You need to be full of gratitude. There is a saying, when you are thankful, when you are grateful, you will be full of thanks. And you can be sure, as a Yoruba adage says, when a man is full of thanks, it's an invitation to do more. Be full of thanks. Appreciate even the level which you are now, then anticipating even for a greater place. Number 2, I quickly want to encourage us to tell us how to find contentment. Number 2, you need to take control of your attitude. I find it very funny many times when you meet people that are doing better than you do. When you see men and women that are actually doing greater things than you do, it's not a time for you to put up a envious attitude. Take control of your emotion. Don't be carried away. An average man wants to dominate another. But that's not an excuse for you to allow your feelings, your attitude to dominate you. What am I saying in essence? Be in charge of your attitude. There are times that you need to be happy even for people, not even at times. You just need to be happy for people that are ahead of you. Like one of my mentors said, Reverend Sam Adeyemi, he said, and I quote, that God has answered another person's prayer. It is a proof that God is still answering prayers. And it's a quite indication that sooner or later, that your own testimony too is on the way. What are we saying in all essence? Take control of your emotion. Don't let your emotion overrule you. That anger, that envy, why shouldn't be myself? Why not me? Take such attitude away from you. Rejoice with those people that things are going fine with. Get closer to them to learn what are the processes that have made them even to get to where they are. Number 3, very quickly, you need to break the habits of buying. I call it buying habits. Every great man, they exercise discipline. Discipline, most especially in their finance. You must learn to, most especially in this period of crisis, economic crisis, whereby there's very few, no much money in circulation. Many people have been laid off. So many people are having crisis even with their job. Business, even in this country, is not as usual. Not only in this country alone, all over the world. You must minimize your spending. If it is not necessary, then you don't need to buy. You need to cut your spending habits. To limit your spending. Discipline yourself so that even the little you have, you'll be able to save them even for raining period. For raining day. Another thing you need to learn about finding contentment, you also need to stop comparing yourself to others. I think this is where many of us are missing it. By the special grace of God, I have break this gene many years ago. I remember in those days while we are growing up, many of our parents, many of our uncles, our brothers, they have done some few damages trying to compare us even with our peers, our friends, even people that are not even up to us. Referring to them, can't you see your mates? Can't you see him? Can't you see her? Can't you see what they are doing? But permit me to say to you, you are responsible for your life. What you become in life, you are responsible. For how long will you continue even to compare yourself with your friends? Every man has their own destiny. Every man has their own vision. Every man has their own focus. Every man has their own expectation. Every man has their own time and season according to the book of Ecclesiastes. Every man has the time and timetable for their lives. Stop comparing yourself. A very good example, a set of twins could be given back to in a day, but their destiny differs. Their stories may not be the same in life. For how long can you continue? Don't stop comparing. My friend has a car. My friend have bought a house. Several years ago, I've been a victim. I've been a slave under this mentality, trying to look at even friends that have built house, friends that have bought cars, friends that are doing great. I'm not saying it is wrong or bad, even for you to find aspiration or to be inspired by people that are doing fine, but also you need to know that the destiny of everyone, the time and season of everyone varies. So stop comparing yourself. Even if you have given or you are giving birth to the same day, the resource, the gift, the talents, everything that God has deposited in every one of us is not the same. Stop comparing yourself. The more you compare yourself, the more you become another version, even of the person you are comparing yourself with. God have created you unique. God have created you with the best of yourself. Why do you want to be a photocopy of others? Stop comparing yourself to others. You also need to help others. For you to find contentment in life, you must develop an habit of helping others. When you begin helping others, sharing your talents, your time, your money, you will find yourself learning to be contented. The practice will give you a final appreciation, even for what you own, who you are, and what you have, even to offer. Many of us, we have made it a point of duty, point of contact, a responsibility, even the little that we have known, we have acquired, to share knowledge, to share wisdom, to share experience, even most especially to friends, colleagues, and younger generation, in order to help, to guide against some of those mistakes many of us has already made. And thank God, it was never too late for some of us even to get back on our feet. For you to find contentment, you must also be contented with what you have now, never with what you are. It is not about who you are now, but it's all about where you are going to. Be a man of vision, be a man of good aspiration, be a man of hard work, be a man of prayers, be a man of positive minds. And I tell you, and above all, when you are able to be satisfied and contented, even with the little that which you have, sooner or later, step by step, line upon line, precept upon precepts, rather, stage by stages, you see yourself doing greater things. I hope even with these few points of mine in helping us to find contentment in life, I hope that somebody will take it up by way of responsibility, not to start comparing himself or herself even with others, so that sooner or later you will get even to that place. Greatness in life is a function of discipline, is a function of hard work, is a function of contentment, is a function of diligence. And I can say to you, irrespective of where you are now, this is not the end. This is not the best of you. You are going somewhere to explode. You are going somewhere even for the world, even to see. And I hope and I believe that sooner somebody will hear your testimony. Somebody will see you happening all over the world. So many people that have looked down on you before, I have that assurance that by the time you find contentment in things that you do, with hard work, perseverance, you will get to where you are going to. Till another time, be contented. Don't be carried away with yahoo yahoo. Don't be carried away with, I know they will not love to hear this. Don't be carried away by a wealth you cannot explain. You are born to be great. See you later. Have a wonderful week. Thank you.